Alright, so let's just real quick check out this Boo mode.
Boo mode!
You versus Boo!
Oh, is this just like a ghost time trial?
It's sorta. It is a race, it is a time trial race versus a Boo, but the stages are a little different. It has these weird blocks. These, face blocks. You hit them and they, toggle. They're basically like switch blocks from, Super Mario World. And, sometimes the Boo will hit them. This is also how the versus mode, works. It's got these blocks that you can hit that will switch the blocks on your opponent's side as well. And generally, the happy face is better for you, and the angry face is better for your opponent and worse for you, so... That's... that. And these are all, unique stages, also. It's the same stages as in versus mode, but... they are stages unique. They are not just like, this is 1-1, etc.
Mario wins.
Mario wins. There is also another thing in this that, first, you can press select to change what, power-up status you start with. And let me just try real quick to see if I can get, if you beat the Boo with a good enough time, then something will happen. Yep. Stupid. Shortcut you can take for small. Alright, I don't know if I got that, but, yeah, there you go. Now it's a green Boo.
Okay.
There's different colors of Boos that show up based on, if you get a good enough time. Eventually it'll become a black Boo, and the black Boo is literally just the, it's going to be your best time racing against it. So, there's not anything special that unlocks if you get all of the Boos at the black Boo level or anything. It's just kind of another challenge to do. I'll go through and I'll show off each of the levels at least once, just to show them off, but otherwise that's pretty much everything in the game. So we'll have just kind of one more session of showing off the rest of the album once I finish unlocking everything, and then that'll be it for Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. So, see you then.
Bye, everyone.
And here we are back with post-commentary again. So this is just a quick run-through to show all of the U versus Boo stages. First and foremost, I did want to show off all of the different colors of Boo. So, you know, you see there's the white going into green. You can run along the top of the beginning of the stage 1 there to save a lot of time. Green advances into red. And this one took me a number of tries to get down to properly beat the red Boo, but you get a good enough time with that, and you get the black Boo. The black is the toughest color of Boo. As I said during the live commentary session, the Boo always goes at your best time. So it's not like like each of the different colors is just kind of a threshold. You know, if your best time beats a certain amount, then the Boo will be green. If your best time beats a higher amount, a better amount, it'll be red. And if your best time is ridiculous, you get the black Boo. I did not bother unlocking the black Boo for all of them.
Yeah.
There's not... It's just like a little visual award indicator of how your best time was.
There's no, like, award associated with
No,
it.
there's no award, no album thing, and I remember trying to do this as a kid, and it was a hell of a pain in the ass. And it's, like, they're just not fun, overall, because especially, you've got the weird toggling block things that, like, the Boo will throw in your way every so often, so that's just kind of... in this stage, the blocks are also on a timer. You can hit the blocks manually to switch them yourself, but they also operate on a timer.
Huh.
So, like, they did some interesting things with these stages, definitely. And, all of the stages that you see here are the same stages that you get when you play actual versus mode, like with a link cable and another person. So, like, in those instances, which we'll see later, the toggling blocks are always the opposite for the two players. Also, just to show here, you can go straight from the white boo to the red boo. So, you know, again, it's just, it's a threshold of time determines the color of boo, whatever your best time was.
Spike balls.
Yeah, here, the blocks toggle with spikes sometimes. There's like actually places where you can take damage and die, like say fall in lava. If you fall in lava, you just lose the race immediately, of course. And I'll show that off at the end after we've seen all of the actual stages. There's a Bowser. There's just a Bowser.
Just a Bowser.
You gotta actually avoid Bowser to win the race. Yeah, you can see in this underwater stage, the blocks toggle with spikes. So, like, it's always an obstacle, but it's just a matter of whether it's a painful obstacle.
You can't have a flag underwater! What is this game doing?
And you can see there that even though I beat the boo, it was still the white boo. So, you know, I did not beat the time threshold to get the green boo in that stage there.
Final stage.
This has a lot of spikes.
Are those little tiny pits of lava?
Yes. Just a bunch of single tile lava gap pits. And there's some spots where it just kind of has them in walls as like a visual indicator of this is what the current state of the spikes is, so that you know what's coming up. Because it's always there's never like some of them are spikes and some of them are blocks. It's always all or nothing.
Nice slide.
So that's all of the You versus Boo stages. And as I mentioned, if you die, you just lose. And this is what it looks like to lose the race.
Oh.
Mario's sad. And this is what the actual versus mode is. So here I've got actually two screens from the two linked Game Boys shown that I managed to get set up with the emulators. So you'll actually get to see what it looks like for both players. You can toggle your power-up state that you start in by hitting select in the versus mode. This also works in You versus Boo. And you may have noticed there, something kind of nifty is the opponent player, you see them on your screen in the background, behind the background elements.
Oh.
And you can see here, yeah, it when you toggle the blocks, it is always, they're on for one player and off for the other. And yeah, you can see there on Luigi's screen, Mario just kind of walked behind the wall there. So that's I kind of liked the way that they set this up and made it look. I was having some trouble here because for whatever reason I was not able to get the emulator setup that I had going. I couldn't get it to not recognize the controller input on both emulators at the same time. I'd also just like to point out, I hadn't mentioned this before, but up at the top of the screen, when you get ahead of your opponent or behind them, you'll see like an icon for them along the top, showing like how far ahead or behind you are. And if the opponent dies, they get a little halo. But yeah, as I said, all of the versus stages are the same as the You versus Boo. And here's what it looks like when Luigi loses. He's
no.
all sad. Had a bit of a display. And here's what it looks like when one of them dies and when Mario loses. And Luigi wins, and Luigi's happy. In this, unlike You versus Boo mode, you can actually get a draw if both of you die at the same time, or if you run out of time, because there's the time limit as normal. If that happens, it compares coins, and whoever has the most coins wins. And if you have the same number of coins, it's a flat draw, and they're both just kind of exhausted. And that's all for versus mode. Then all we've got left is cleaning up and showing off the rest of the album.
Okay.
So at this point, the only things that I had left to get in the album were the IR sensor trading scores and burning all of the Bowsers.
Burn the Bowsers.
So let's just go through burned all the Bowsers. That actually took a little bit, especially in World 7. Because World 7 has exactly 3 power-ups, and 2 of them are in 7-1. So you have to get through the entirety of World 7, pretty much, without taking any damage. And that was a huge pain in the ass. Like, for all of these, you have to start before the actual, like, Bowser's Castle, so you can bring the fire, or at least a power-up coming in. Because some of the Bowser's Castles have a power-up, but some of them don't have any. None of them have 2, so... That hammer, bro. And anyway, we can see the rest of the album. All the things that we've unlocked. We got the Toad Award. I was forgetting the high score bar filled. Exceeded the challenge score. Peach Award. This is for getting all of the challenge medals. The Yoshi Award for clearing Super Mario for super players. They call it the extra courses.
It's because they ran out of space.
Yeah. This is for doing a versus game with the link cable. You've got for getting all of the red coin medals. They've got individual picture unlocks for each of the 3 medal types. And there's the high score one, the score medals. Just Mario given a V. And all of the Yoshi eggs. Wow.
Wow.
And we already saw all the enemies, and here's it. The Bowsers kind of unlock in sections. It's the 1/4 for each of the Bowsers, as we saw before. Blazed the first 4 Bowsers. You get to see Bowser. And for the second 4 Bowsers, Luigi has no head. Now he's got a head. It's Mario and Luigi shaking hands. They're good brother friends.
Yeah, that's it.
And then there was the last picture for trading scores. I was sad about this because I could not actually get the emulator that has the... There's one emulator that has the IR functionality, and I couldn't get it to work. The Windows release of it doesn't have the network stuff enabled, so I would have to build it myself from the source code, and that I tried for a full day and I couldn't get it to work. So in the end, I had to put in the code that I found that I had written as a kid in the back of the manual for unlocking all of the pictures in the album.
Yay!
But I unlocked all the other things legit. It was just this one multiplayer connective thing that I was not able to get. But that's it. That's all for Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. So, come back tomorrow if you're a fan of death montages for an 11-minute death montage. And after that, we're going to be moving on to Mario Golf.
Oh boy.
On the N64. So, see you then, folks. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and then come back. Please come back.